Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, coming live from Fire Per Heart, children of God, and that's you, and that's you, and that's me, and that's me. So they rescheduled court again. But at least you went there in person, but I was on Zoom. Why didn't you guys just get it over with at Brentwood? You just couldn't fully go through with it, or the gunshot was supposed to do it. So then you moved him out, and then you just continued the scum network over here. Someone paid someone off. He was. I still think that he did the first girl in, second girl even maybe, and then the third hung in there with his business on me. They drugged me after 2 or 3 days in the jail. So if they wanted, they could try to use those, what they're charging me, because I started to flip out. I don't know what they gave me. I mean, they wouldn't take me to the hospital. I knew my husband had called, they were lying to him. We didn't even know the witnesses and the reports. We don't know what is going on. It's so sick. So the 30th I have to go to court in person. It's all in the video. Now they're bringing up, now he's saying, where's the competency report to the judge? Which was maybe to postpone it, okay? I want to hope this guy isn't completely horrible like the first one. How did we get on the competency thing? The first attorney lied and said, well, why don't we get you reevaluated? Because I said I was misdiagnosed. It's still documented in Michigan. I have a doctor in Ohio. She could give more information, but nobody wanted to reach out to her, or because it's legal related. And she said, this shouldn't even be a question. Or her office, one lady in her office said, this should not be a question of what's going on up here if I get attacked on my property the minute the guy comes up. No matter what the call-in was for, you could see I was unarmed. For him to come flying at me and rape me and assault me is sick. And I ain't going to say nothing more about what's going on with the last assassination. Because guess what? That group, the bad guys out there, they have a whole other line of guys they're going to take out. The fight is so bad within the government at maybe a level comparable, obviously, to Kennedy time. And I'm sure other times through recorded history, but this is one of those times where too many people prior to Mr. Kirk till now, it for sure has increased since the shutdowns. Are we still remembering what timeline the shutdowns came? Because it was in the first year or so that it looked like Virginia and her friends, or 1 or 2 other women, with the cases is of the trafficking. And we all knew it was a key, even the little guys, no one knows me. And we were like, this has got to be it. This will be at least to decrease or slow down the sickness in our government. And you guys, if you really look at the timeline of when then they started messing with her again, and she'd already waited, decade or 2, and then all of a sudden, within that year or 2, and I don't even know if it was 2 years, they were starting to rev up for this supposed virus, and there was preamble mention of some sort of virus. Where was the virus coming from? That was before the e-files were brought back up, and it looked like there was some promise for the girls to get their lawsuits through, and we could get the lineup of people, get them out of office, get them incarcerated, and move on a little bit with a better government. But I guess that's not the season we're in, and to do a demolition job and you want to build it back up right, you got to take the whole thing down, and you can't leave some parts of the broken foundation and then try to add new once the building's already down. I mean, you can try to reuse some material from the old build, depending on what's salvageable, but to really do a good foundation, it needs to be solid. And you know, you probably can put old with the new for a foundation to redo it, but you want to make sure you don't have any major seizures in the old foundation before you add the new. So chances are, depending on how violent of a collapse of a demolition, what's going to be salvageable, I don't know. There might be enough at the bottom to build from there. It's not about, I mean, there's been enough funerals, and then we're not on Facebook regularly, so it's the only way people communicate with us. Most people are probably either scared of us or scared to death to be near us, because God forbid they'll end up pushed off the road, because that's happened before. I think, but I could be wrong. But the other day I threw off that it was because of the T group, and my son knew a girl or a guy. I think it was a girl. And she did and it was too much, and he was upset, and he don't get upset about much. He really don't. So I didn't raise no pussy. I also came on because I needed to be able to video damage or the during or when they would send cops to the other property to harass us and embarrass us. And so I had to start videoing the cops. Some of them, one or two got fired, but it could have been because they were violent with other people and rude and horrible. Sure, they were getting kind of known to be messed up, but there's still plenty more because the whole cop shop is destroyed. So the amount of good in our cop it's going to be very minute, if any. And then if there is a few good, how are they standing by and watching? Oh my God, you guys, can't believe this. I can. We saw it rolling out. And I just stuck with my faith, and we'll see how that rolls out. The other reason, yes, was so that I could video damage to the property, damage to the cars, compare from the day before to the next day after they'd done stuff to the property, things like that. And so, because I was already getting the direct threats, and then they moved the second guy out and about. He didn't do like a full confessional at all, but he said those guys are really sick, like murderous, and that he got tied up in something. He didn't really say he was sorry for maybe being part of having to be maybe the one to shoot my head, and then he didn't want to do it, so then they had to figure something else out. So then they moved him out. And then I know it won't be believed, so that's fine, whatever, that's your problem. I'd have no reason to make up these ridiculous stories at my age. You guys are fucked up. And so we're gonna end on a reading, or we might not, because I just used the F word. I'm not drumming until I feel like I'm supposed to drum. People keep saying no, there's still hope for our government. We'll see. We've tipped. There's something that tipped, you guys. It's There's videos I don't post, but since 9/11 and just before, things really shifted, okay? The shift has not leveled out, and it didn't improve. It didn't improve. It didn't improve. It did not improve, you guys. It got way worse. It's to the level of that maybe some would need to just go like shut up and hide, like to save themselves from whatever this is, because I don't know if this is the final whatever, but meaning like it's being started over, and God's wiping it out, and then we run it a different way or whatever. There's like so many theories out there. I just heard a guy say Jesus comes back and we run the government here or something. I'm like, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? Jesus is like king, and I'm like, but I don't know if that's true. Cool, like that's gonna be amazing, but meantime people are getting fired for being like cold-hearted, which, I mean, I don't know, guys. Free speech is free speech. You don't have to watch the pudwhackers. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just a bad look because the Bidens were doing it. Now this group's doing it, but you just do it on two different pendulums. And I wrote about it so many times to myself. Wait upon God. Psalm 62. It's too dark and I can't see. Truly my soul waits upon God. From him comes my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man or a woman or whatever else you think you are, I guess? Good Lord. Yea, shall he slain all of you as a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. Man, that's really feeling good, isn't it? Don't you think that felt good to just read that? Let's do it again. We got time. Truly my soul waits upon God. Wait upon God. Wait upon God. Wait upon God. Okay, I'm not going to put anyone or myself through that again. Or Jesus. Look, he fancies me. I don't know. He probably fancies you too, but if you're being some scumbucket idiot supporting violence upon others, unlawfully, unjustifiably, you need to turn yourself in, or you need to retire from whatever sick torture operation you got going on as an officer or whatever else, and go up north and go find that sick critter people have described the same way more than once up there some kind of wolf man sicko thing going on up there. Why don't you go find them and you guys go hide out in, I don't know how many caves we really have, but go hide out in the deep forests up north and leave the women alone and the men. Guys, I mean, you don't need to watch any horror movies. It's happening right at some people's local area with the police pulling someone over in a car. The only consult to cast him down from his, we're at verse 4, we're not going to go back through, but 4, they only consult to cast him down from his excellency. No, we're going to go back. We're going to go back. We're going to read it. And we're going to hope it's not that long. This one's short. I've read it before. Truly, my soul waits upon God. Does our soul truly wait upon God? How good is our soul really at waiting on God? I don't know. It was just a question, even for me, to me. Truly, my soul waits upon God. From him cometh my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. Strong tower, not shaken. Well, some of us have been put into a seizure and whatnot from improper care and excessive violence in a cold cell. You guys, there's too many that are getting mistreated. What is going on? I don't know where it was. Verse 3. How long will you imagine mischief against God's people? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Frauds, liars, cheats, and fakes. Okay, at the end of that was added. I hope you would know that. Inwardly, but maybe you don't. Selah, Psalm 62. I'm at verse 5. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. It's been repeated. David repeated. In God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times. Ye people, pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Surely humans of low degree are vanity, and humans of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are all together lighter than vanity. I changed men to humans. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. God has spoken once. Twice have I heard this. that power belongs unto God. Also, unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy, for thou renderest to every human according to their work. Haven't done this in a while, just expressed myself with the Lord, and we're okay because we're back in a corner and the houses are over. They never hurt us. They're all liars, cheats, and fakes. It's just a sick setup. It goes back years ago, but every time they try to kill me, it didn't work. It's sick. No, I don't have anything. We had fun over the weekend. We went to an orchard. That's what I have. I have a story to share at the end here. I'm not getting into they're not done doing people, and it's going to be at a rapid rate, and it is. Unless you were a full-blown military personnel, or you're robust in that area of watching people that shouldn't be getting offed, but then a lot of it is lied about how they die, and you know darn well how they're dying, and too many know darn well how many people have died that's questionable on how, and people don't care, and they're cold-hearted, and but we went to Orchard. It was fun, and I'm gonna keep it a secret because it was that special, because it was hilarious, and there wasn't a wagon, so we couldn't get the ride through the orchard, and then there was these other people. Now I just told part of it. So we were gonna carry the pumpkins, but they grew like really big pumpkins, and I'm short, so I can have great ideas about how much I can actually carry at once, but I can't. So, and because of my height and the size of the pumpkin, and I couldn't carry it like this, so I had to use one hand, and we had apples in the other, and it was funny. We had to go up a pretty good hill and back from the pumpkins. So that's a stupid story to just diverge from just what I feel like is sometimes a broken record is you got to get to God. We gave this last operation their last chance to straighten up, and they all need to resign. Most of them should have already been in prison that run our government, and in most of our states and counties. Most, I didn't say all, and some places have gotten a little spiffed up, or people are trying, and their capacity is the orchard was fun, and I did lose that last little part. I was going to get amped up, but what's the point, right? What's the point? You guys need to fix this, and you need to stop being sickos. And if you're a sicko, you need to resign. And I do these videos regularly, and I'm sick of them. And I sometimes feel like it has worked, and I think that it did. I think that it did work. What was the other thing? Oh, that was important, is I try to be here for even just a couple stragglers, that if you were in the rapture still and you need an intervention, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I never fully believed in rapture. Something was terribly wrong with something not lining up for me in my head, even though I didn't have very solid theological study. You could even say that was a little off, because the church at the time I got saved at, and I did some Bible college there, was very pro this thing that we have going on. So the groundwork was laid wrong, and I had to have all of my groundwork ripped up and started over. with Jesus. And I lost a lot of people through this to get away from this, what happened to the churches. And there was something else that God and I had to do, and I think it's going to be pretty soon. Soon could be 10 years, but it's something tied in with this, and it's giving me a lot of tokens of understanding about where I really came from and what's going on in this town. But I want to be here for the rapture people, and this is super important. If it wasn't for Pastor Chuck Baldwin, I still would have been trying to I would have still been getting wrapped in with the rapture people. And they're fine people. It's that they've got some problems, and they are addicted to these rapture date settings, and it's so, I don't know if it's dangerous or just pathetic. And I don't want to be mean, but you get so many people's hopes up. And Jesus is, I believe he may be nodding his head in exasperation. And at Schofield, and this whole thing that went on. And so here I was, I didn't believe in rapture. So what did I believe? I mean, that can get vast, correct? So Pastor Chuck Baldwin, Liberty Fellowship, he will help you be straightened out with rapture. He will help you. I'm not saying he saved me, but in a way he kind of did. Because I was starting to just think maybe the entire religion was botchery, and it was some sad days, and the way it really happened was odd. And this girl came on my YouTube station, and she really wanted me to watch Pastor Chuck Baldwin, and I'm like, okay. And I don't know if I did right away. I think I did, but he was still he came across a little too staunch for me, and I was like, I don't know about this guy. What's going on? He's moving over. I think I might have voted for him, but I'm not sure. But why is he hiding out in Montana? What's going on? I got enough trouble. But and I did a couple hard knock videos when back in my day I was so concerned about free speech, but now I look back and it was just pointless, and I just looked like a prick. So he straightened me out on a lot of stuff, and it really is a relief when you get the truth and it's biblically sound. And when it's not, you're left with this kind of unsettlement. And when it's finally confirmed in your spirit of what's truth and how it lines up with and he's got a great study Bible, and that's just really all I have, is that I want to be here for you rapture people, and I shouldn't have been mean about it, because that's your hope. The problem is that I've also seen the crowds of the people that are newer Christians that are set up for rapture, and then the rapture doesn't come, and it's a devastating affair on a spiritual walk. It just truly is. And I was going to compare it to some toxic family network, but I'm not going to do that right now. So guess what? No, don't do it. I can't take credit for that gross joke. It's been around a long time, but it was something that my kids started with me because I was so concerned about the collapse. And I was so in anguish for his generation and the generation behind him and the generation before him and my generations and all of the generations. And I guess now looking back, maybe I should have not cared so much about the collapse. But, because it was inevitable, and there's nothing I could really do about it, and, but guess what? Chicken butt. So, I don't think we got through Psalm 62, did we? Yes, we did. And that's one of my weird visit messages for a half hour. I usually do about once a week, but with this back and forth, locked away for a few days. You have to go over here, whack me around over there, investigate my body over here, take my blood over there, do whatever they want with me, like some sort of rapist group that they are with me here in Michigan, and look at my body and check everything out. Did you guys get enough blood this time? Why didn't I talk about stories from the hospital? Because I want that to be the farthest thing behind me that's ever been. There's a few that are close to my heart, but if we really want to have a target on our head now as activists or whatever, maybe we should go hang out together. I'm not up to it. I don't have the energy right now. And I'm just simply, if something were to happen to someone close to me right now again, or I bring someone in my life and some truly fluky extra event occurs in front of my eyes and I'm supposed to just deny it and say that it's just life, but it only so happened to happen after we meet up, then you know, I'm just not up to it anymore. So I don't have a major schedule with my station, and I haven't promoted it right, and I probably need to revamp or just go over and BitChute or something, but I couldn't get a station going. My station would get shut down. It would get blocked. It's shadow banned. And some people just have a horrible station, and mine could be that, and people just literally hate me that much that I don't look at the camera half the time. I mean, God, no, what is she doing? But it is. And they started doing it to my husband's station. We did his as a test, and we put all the violent and this creepy, scary, how they stalked the house for over an hour that night when they wanted to beat me up and kill me. But I mean, really, I guess they could have shot me, right? But they wanted to physically torture me and rape me. And so usually if I'm on some kind of rhythm or back on schedule once a week, I do a longer video. We usually go a little deeper into the Bible. I was doing railroad tales, songs, fairy tales, but some of them were so spooky. I was like, I dropped it, and I'll do that too. I'll start reading a book. I'll tell you where to get it. I'll tell you about it several times, and then we just stop. I don't even finish. So we might get back into rail trails because I was making up songs because they're songs, but I don't even know what the exact beats are, and I was being silly with it, but I don't feel silly these days. We handed our government over to monsters because we were kind of comfortable, cushy in the 90s. Everything was pretty level, you know, financially, I guess, for some. Some of us have been our life has been, I think, apparently a little bit different with the government, so we can't really say we know, like how it was cozy or whatever, like how it was really cool. Because you guys were the worst with me between 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, and I was literally falling to shreds. I've completely had a breakdown. So that was cool because it was at the beginning of my son's life. You haven't left me alone. And you could send that kid to do that and all that, and you still got good enough running the show. Arnold's retiring or resigning. Retiring. He's not going to run for politics, is he? Okay, I gotta go. All right, have a good one. So once a week, sometimes I do a Bible study, and the rest are just random videos. Some are decent, some aren't.